If you sew granny squares together instead of crocheting them together, it's good to have them so that the seam doesn't show from either side. And that's what we are going to do today. I have a pile of granny squares, various ones, and I'm starting to sew this together now. This technique works with any kind of squares, crocheted or knitted, that have an even line of stitches along the side of it. So let's see how we do it. I'm going to join these here now, starting here first, these two. And what you need is yarn, of course. You need to have the sort of yarn that can take a bit of tugging so it doesn't break. Often it would be the same yarn that you have used for making these, but if not, it would need to be the kind that washes the same. Not, for instance, that these are wool and then you would sew with cotton, because cotton shrinks in the wash and wool doesn't. I'm just using some leftover. I'm using this here sort of color that blends in, sort of, not a bright one. And I'm using a sharp needle. You don't have to, but I always prefer that, because then the yarn goes better into the fibers. So, taking two of these now here and setting them like this. So this is the right hand side of both. Move those out of the picture for a while. The granny squares have formed these here stitches alongside the edges, and that's where we will be working. And I'll start now in this here one in the corner. I'll go in the middle of that there stitch and out the middle of the next one. You see how it goes in the middle of a stitch. And leave a tail. And now it's important that to get these aligned, we need to go into the other side and at the same stage of the granny square as this one came out. So just before these three stitches. So in here and then out about the next one. Like that. And leave it a bit loose at the moment. And then continue in the next stitch in the middle and out the next one. Like that. And then again skipping to the other side there and out here. It's hard to do it so that my hands don't go in front of what I'm doing, because I normally always film from directly above. And now again have to check that this came out of where the last of those three stitches is, then you have to go in at the same spot. And then coming out there. And then this was the stitch in between the granny stitches, so then go in there and come out again. This is of course easier to do if you don't have granny squares, if you have solid squares, so that they are less likely not to be aligned. And then continue like that there until the corner. Here, now I have sewn them all. So we see that the sewn stitches are in the middle of the crochet stitches there. And then what you do, hold on to both of the yarns and pull. Pull so that it tightens, so that the yarn in the middle actually becomes straight again. There. Like this here. We can't see the yarn on either side. The other side is like that there. If the squares to be joined would be closer in color, it would be easier to find the kind of color that doesn't show at all, but even this does not show. And then the other two, which way will they go? That will go there, and this will go here. So now we'll continue straight on. So there's no need to cut the yarn here. So I'm taking the next two here now. And using the same yarn to go straight into the, not that corner, there's the start of the round there, this here corner. So I'll go in the corner starting just the same way. And you don't need to worry about this here bit yet, just leave them hanging there. And then go in here. And then just continue in exactly the same until you get to this here corner. Here we are. And now I'm pulling from here first and then continuing to pull until that there is also closed in. There. You can fix it then and move them like that there. But here now these they are joined this way now from both sides. And then you do it the other way. So you start here and go back and forth there and there. It often works best to do only one set of squares at a time so that the yarn that you have to pull isn't too long. So I would first go here and there. And then you continue on with more squares. And then you just continue no matter what size it is that you are making. Another really useful way to join granny squares is to join them in the last round. So you can check out these two videos where I'm showing how you do that, and the other one shows an actual project that I'm still working on, where I join the granny squares always in the last round. Till next time.